Another one, Paul here. Today I'm going to go over another combination using the indicators. And looks like Bitcoin's actually going up now from maybe a relief rally. But anyway, I've talked about the price versus money flow, so I'm not really going to talk about that, even though check my strategy videos for that. What I really want to talk about today is doing the combination of buyers versus sellers and the trend exhaustion. And, there's many different strategies with these indicators. Now, when I talk about these indicators, I'm always going to be referring different combinations between buyers versus sellers, pressure gauge, price versus money flow, and trend exhaustion. Those are the ones that I have and that I find combinations for. But today I want to use the combination of using buyers versus sellers and the trend exhaustion. So right now Bitcoin is up, and just looking at the buyers versus sellers, you can see that it's way past the green zone. So that means a lot of people are buying it. So from what I could tell right here is unless the buyers versus sellers goes down a little bit more, I think Bitcoin today is going to continue to go up a little bit. How far, I don't know. But what I want to kind of teach you is how to use buyers versus sellers and the trend exhaustion. So much like a lot of the other videos, what we have to look for is we have to look for the buyers versus sellers and the trend exhaustion to be on the bottom or is close. That's our entry point. That's our buy zone. So what I want to look for, I'm on the hour. So what I'm looking for first is the trend exhaustion to be as close to the bottom as possible. So let's look for that. Let's look for the lowest. So right here we can see that it's pretty low, but the buyers and sellers is still halfway. So there might be gains. But what this basically does is you'll basically know when when everybody else is generally buying and selling, and when you can catch the top and bottom. That's what you really do with the strategy. So right about here, I would personally wait for buyers and sellers to go down a little bit. Like let's just say right here. Like here's a better spot right here. So if I were to buy in right here, buyers and sellers are down, trend exhaustion's pretty low, so let's just measure this real quick. So we're going to measure, see if there's any gains. Well, from there to there, it's almost like 2%. So let's continue on and see if there's any others. Okay, so right here, this one is probably a better entry point. Trend exhaustion's on the bottom, buyers and sellers on the bottom. So you would buy here, sell up here at the top. And that is about a 3% gain. Let's look for another time. Right here, the trend exhaustion's on the bottom. Buyers and sellers are not all the way down. That looks more sideways to me. So when the buyers and sellers are more kind of like going sideways, you might get a lot of just sideways action. But let's see anyway. Right about here. So that's about 2%. So yeah, because it's all going sideways at that point. Let's look again. Okay, so right down here, we see that it's dipped pretty low. So this is probably a good entry to get in. So I would buy right here, and you sell at the top. So this is a good one right here. This is almost a 5% right there. So let's look for another one. Now there's this time right here. Let's make this smaller to get this one, to figure this one out. We can start in right here because the trend exhaustion's on the bottom and the buyers and sellers pretty low. So let's say we bought right here and we sold up here. So that's 5% gains. Let's look for another one. Now, if you can get 1%, try for two. A good trade for me is if you can get maybe 2 to 3% a day, because you have to know that whatever exchange that you use, what I do is I do quick. I get in and get out, and I don't really do stop loss because I'm always looking at the price, and if I go by these charts, I really don't need to use it because I pretty much know where the bottom is every time that I make a trade. So when I make a trade, I've already done my research on it. So let's look. Let's look at this one. I don't think this one's going to be that high. Right down here we have the trend exhaustion on the bottom, and the buyers and sellers are low as well. So let's see how much this one is. This one's close to 3%. Okay, so let me do it one more time. I think you guys get the general idea of how to do this strategy. It's pretty simple. Okay, let's do this one right here. This looks like a good one. So if we bought right down here, well, no, not right down here. So we bought right here, and we sold at the top. Sold at the top because the buyers and sellers at the top, the trend exhaustion's on the top. So you have a good idea. You have a good idea of when to sell because the trend exhaustion goes to the top and the buyers and sellers go to the top. Once everything goes to the top, you know it's going to start going back down. So this one right here is a 5% in almost a day, 22 hours. So you can generate, if you keep watching the prices, it depends on the market too. You can make about 1 to 2 to 3% a day just following this. And doing this, I just go by the hour because all day long I can just keep looking at the price. There's a lot of good moments of, you can catch a 1% or 2%, even a 3% every single day just doing this. And it all depends on your capital and how much money you have, and you can scale up and you can compound real easy doing these strategies. So anyway, if you guys like these videos, make these indicators here, the buyers versus sellers, trend exhaustion, they're not free. They're not found on TradingView. You have to go to the website. I'll put the link below for more information. Other than that, if you guys like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.